election would not have been termed by all parties as going to be the dirtiest ever to be conducted in Malaysia. So I consider myself maybe to be the unlucky one to come in at this time but with no money to support me to campaign. But I told myself, because deep in me, I told myself, if I'm given the national airtime, that 10 minutes that the opposition did not want it, if they can give that to me, if I'm able to tell the whole nation of what I'm talking about right now, I'm sure they will all live up to say, look, that is the man that we should support, and that is the type of leaders we should bring together in Parliament to help lead Malaysia. So that Malaysia can actually be proud to play host for the other countries to come together and let's all unite to form the one world, one dream community. I always say that, and it's all possible. It's just a matter of the will. We just have to reach out to all our neighbors to show that if we can be truly united, I'm saying, the truly united, I'm using this term is why, because we are not there yet. I keep saying we are taking one step forward, many steps backwards, basing on what is happening. So it's a very sad thing, and I hope by tomorrow, in fact, when I was interviewed on 89.9, that was one of the questions that was raised, what happened if there is a hung parliament? And I gave them a beautiful answer. I said, I hope the leaders who are leading the two big component parties, they will actually be sensible enough for the sake of the rakyat, for the sake of the people, that they would be professional enough to accept the verdict that the people is going to be showing to the both component parties. Either party wins, the party that loses must accept, and then close rank to give the backing to the winner. But because the election is staged in such a manner that now we do not know, with the amount of insinuation, with the amount of accusation, with the amount of so to speak, people have been saying that it's dirty and all those. I'm so sad that I'm not being able until today be the peacemaker. But I must say this to you. When I went for my session with the Election Commission to visit all the polling booths, in all the encounters with my opposing candidates, wakil, see, they have all the richness to be able to send wakil, while I don't have. I have to go personally. You know what happened? They keep saying this. The Election Commission officer said, we'll have this warung for them, but Toh, we have to put you in the center. Why? Because we want you to be the peacemaker. One last thing that I would like to tell you, actually, as I said to you, I think I did mention to you, and that was the Malay gentleman was telling me this, as I said. Anyway, I've said it, so I don't have to repeat myself. Actually, when I was on the floor with all the people that I met, all the people, I mean, I'm talking about, in fact, I reach out to the Indians, I reach out to the Malays, I reach out to any races for that matter. I wish the Sabahans and Sarawakians are also people whom I can reach out to, because I'm telling you, I've been to Sabah, I've been to Sarawak. The people there are actually very friendly.
Well,
the people there are actually very united.
You know why?
You know why? Oh yeah? Oh okay. You know, they are very united people. It's actually the people from West Malaysia who goes there and show them the ugly part of how to do business that have actually polluted them and actually led them the wrong way. That now today, the Sarawakians and the Sabahans, I do not know to what extent, but I believe that's why they are very disunited. That's why you see in some of the seats we have 7 contestants and 8 contestants. But anyway, to me, that's healthy. That's healthy. Because why? At least you can see that the East Malaysians are even more passionate. They are even more patriotic. They come forward and offer their services, and they want the people to choose. So to me, I think it's very healthy. You see, it's very, as long as all the 7 contestants tell themselves, whoever the racket chooses, and they all agree, and they don't fight, that's great, because that's the richness of and the richness of the talent that we have in Malaysia. And in fact, we keep saying that Malaysia got talent, Malaysia boleh. Then why, when we contest, everybody is criticizing? So it backfires. So it's all ridiculous. In fact, I will tell all Malaysians, the best way to unite us, the best way to conduct the election is to be an open system. Because when it is open, just like you see when you watch the Malaysian Idol, you watch the Malaysian Got Talent, the minute you have that as the winner, everybody celebrates, right? So we want that whichever party wins, everybody celebrates. When I was saying that when we have the best 222 contestants who actually got the majority votes goes to parliament, I'm saying that right after when they get into parliament, among themselves, they will elect someone to become the prime minister. Okay, based on this system that we have. Okay, if not, the prime minister can still be directly elected by the people. I also will agree to that. But assuming that these 222 contestants were to be elected and with the most number of votes, then you see, Malaysians will celebrate. You know why? Because they don't come from any party. They are the 222 contestants of all walk of races, and they are being scrutinized by everyone to be the best 222 to represent us in parliament. They are the 222 wise men that is we see as respected wise men who can pass good laws for us, who is going to go to parliament to be able to deliberate that for us. So assuming if they are there, all right, they choose among themselves someone to become the prime minister, what happens then? He will then be allowed to choose his cabinet, and his cabinet that he chooses need not be any of the 221 parliamentarians. He can choose anyone they want. He can decide tomorrow that he wants to get a banker to become the finance minister. He may want to get a general to become the defense minister. All right, but whoever he picks in his cabinet, for that matter, to start off the executive branch, all right, whoever he selects, but it must all get the approval of parliament. Once he gets the approval of parliament that he got the right cabinet team to run the country, he will be allowed to execute his executive power the way he wants, the way he deems fit to run the country. And his record will be continuously checked by the 221 parliamentarians.
Okay.
So then on that basis, there will be a check and balance. That's why I keep saying to all my constituents, I said tomorrow if you bring Wong Chen in, tomorrow you will bring Barisan Nasional Toh Sin Wah in to parliament, their political master is still the party. If tomorrow Barisan Nasional win, if tomorrow Pakatan wins for that matter, all the popular leaders will become the cabinet ministers, leaving behind only just the leftovers to be in parliament. You think they would dare to oppose what their leader says, even if they come up with wrong policies that the rakyat want to oppose? I beg to differ. I don't think they would dare to raise the voice. They will keep quiet unless they want to become rebels. You see? Don't you think so? So that's why I'm saying that there is no separation of power. If we, especially the Bar Council, all the NGOs, everyone been talking about this, Bersih been talking about, you want separation of powers. Where? Unless you come out with a system that would stay. Whoever comes to power, the system stays. It's just like in a company. The CEO comes, the CEO leaves. In the university, the same thing. The chancellor comes, the chancellor leaves. But the institutions still run. Likewise, the country. If we have an institution, a well laid out foundation with good foundation, nothing can shake it. Whichever prime minister comes is only just temporary just to run. The system will run. So that is no. Don't you think it's the best that we are having for all? Then you see, all our future younger generation people will all then tell themselves, yeah, my ultimate ambition after I'm successful in my career line that I'm in, my ultimate is that before I leave, I will want to contribute to society, and that is, I will aim to become a parliamentarian. That is what I will hope that I can achieve. All right? And I hope if you all can actually help me to spread it. Actually, frankly speaking, it's a very good test. You all keep telling me, how are you going to be able to win the election? Now, it's actually theoretical. You're saying that tomorrow, if you want to put it a full test, you line up. Just go back to your university and tell them, hey, can we put this as a test? Can we now come to Mr. Toh's hand, all right, and come together with him, give him the opportunity to campaign along with him, and see whether with this campaign that I'm talking about, you see, I'm campaigning very cleanly. I'm talking about introducing a new way of running the country, which is not talking bad about Barisan, which is not talking bad about Pakatan. All right? Uniting them. So if you all think that I am not being effective, you can always put whatever that you want to learn right now into a full test by getting all your students to help me in the campaign. I don't want you to do anything. I don't want you to go and disrupt the other component, but I don't want you to tear down their banners. I don't want you to tear down. I'm not requiring all that. What I'm saying is that I just want you all to come and follow me to show your youthness that I am a leader who wants to show example, and let me do the campaign. Let me do the talking to the rakyat, and you will see. I believe I'm very confident of getting unanimous support. That's why, with all the constituents that I've met so far, no matter how diehards they are with Barisan Nasional and PKR, after all the sessions I have with them, I always tell them, I still want your support. That's why I spend so much time one-to-one. While your candidate is having a ceramah, I'm still talking to you one-to-one. Why I see the need to convince you? Because I tell myself, the minute I'm able to convince you, then I can be your leader. I can tell you my very sad thing that I know that when I want to take part in this election, I have friends who have told me, the minute you join, we will be there. But today, none of them come forward. You know why? It's the fear. It's the threat that they are all thinking that what happens when you lose. You know, I was already warned. I was already warned by my relatives and all, right? That since I'm a businessman, you are likely to be chopped off from all those people who are actually government-linked companies, you know. You see, in spite of all that, you know, I still tell myself, I said, you should see my grand-nephew wrote on the Facebook, all right? And you see my reply to my grand-nephew. I wish, in fact, the minute I saw for the first time my grand-nephew to write on my Facebook, all right, telling the resident of Kelana Jaya, don't give this leader a miss, all right? I immediately felt so touched that when I was replying, my tears were flowing. I just could not hold it back, you know. And I would want to tell the residents of Kelana Jaya, if I, in all my solemn pledges, that I am talking about here, if I do not fulfill, I would like to ask the Kelana Jaya residents, all Malaysians for that matter, to persuade concertedly with the Kelana Jaya residents to petition. And if they can get a majority of the Kelana Jaya residents to petition that I should resign, I will make way for a by-election. I will not hold on any longer, any single day. If they felt that I betrayed them, and that I have already put in my Facebook. But you see, because I'm not popular, nobody goes in, nobody reads. That's why I cannot reach out to the masses. I only say one thing: it is not a fair election. A fair election is that if the government of the day is interested in bringing lawmakers of tomorrow, where they are going to bring us further and further together with improvement and realizing developed status, vision, then they should be actually trying to promote new leaders. They should actually give every leader a chance to be heard by the voters, so that at least everyone got an equal chance to see whether the people want them to lead or not. You know, actually, I attended. My friend asked me to go to the church, you know, just to attend a forum that was being hosted by the Christians. You know, it was in Glad Tidings. You know, and it was a beautiful hall with good sound system, with a big masses of people able to attend that gathering. I told myself the minute I walk in,